Good hello and welcome back to Wargaming, whenever, the most apathetic wargaming show on the internet, because we just don't kind of care. And I left Facebook signed in, so you're going to be hearing that going bing all night long, most likely,
That was
which
me.
is fantastic. Of course it was you. Who else would it be?
I'm trying to encourage Zachary.
It's not going to work, because he's being a word that I'm not allowed to say until the 3-minute mark.
Does it count for live videos?
I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay.
But for the sake of 3 minutes, I'm willing to wait.
Okay.
I'm watching the timer. It's almost there. But tonight we got a fantastic show. We're going to be doing some over/under later with either Khan the Betrayer or the Iron Warriors Terminators. So internet points for working out which is which before we get to that. We've got leaks for the World Eaters Codex, which
We got leaks.
me and Cal strongly disagree on, I should say. And we're going to go over the plans for an upcoming crusade that some of us are playing. Not Cal, because he is
that I am not a part of.
Because he's a cuck and lives in Goulburn.
That and I hate Crusade.
Crusade is so good. So it's after the 3-minute mark now, so I can call you and Zach a cuck.
Look, Crusade is actually 4 cucks. Let's just
Crusade is amazing. I'm just very disappointed they only made 1 season of it.
It's here's the thing though, they kind of only did 1 season because it's horrible.
No, it's a fantastic show. Although the guy that plays the starship captain in it, I can't take him seriously after Pineapple Express. I forget his name.
Yes, I can agree on that one. So we've agreed on something this week.
Look, we've agreed on something. So let's go straight into the news and talk about some World Eaters leaks, and we can disagree. First of all, I just need to address something, Cal. That's not confirmed.
Here's the thing, though. For me, it's good enough to be confirmed. Look, there is a lot. So let's set the scene first. So this is an argument that Jono and I had earlier this week with
feelings got hurt
with the Warhammer Day releases, the previews. So as some of you may know, the point sheet was leaked for the upcoming World Eaters book. And there was a lot of argument whether it was real or fake, any of that kind of thing. Now, this point sheet has been the only time that 2 brand new, very specific units have been mentioned. These 2 units being the Jackals and the 8-bound. But as per Warhammer Day's preview, they are both confirmed to be released. They have GW themselves have put this out. So for me, as far as one, the leak source has actually just about never been wrong. And we're talking quite a few leaks now, 2 entire books before release. And then this confirms it for me. This is good enough for me to say that this is confirmed. When you've got 2 very specific units that have never ever been mentioned beforehand, and they have turned up now on the point sheet and from Games Workshop themselves, I am calling it confirmed. Jono's issue is my syntax.
It very much is. I'm an anal retentive pedant with anger issues. Not going to lie. Look, no, I'll put that at the end. Internet drama is much funner.
Much funner.
Cal, you're wrong. That's not what that word means.
And so this is the issue.
This is evidence to support it, and strong evidence, I will grant you that. Although, personally, I reckon the fact that the guy has almost not been wrong before is much stronger evidence.
Yes. He has a track record of validity.
The only thing that the Warhammer Day article actually confirms is that those 2 units exist.
Correct. But this is also the only time that we've heard of these units.
It's evidence that supports
yes,
that it is real. I will grant you that. but it does not confirm that it is real.
So here's the funny thing. So the argument isn't actually of the validity of the leak itself. It's about me saying confirmed when Jono thinks that that is not what that word
That's
means.
not what that word means.
This is what the argument is about. It's not about the leak itself. It has almost nothing to do with the actual leak.
It's not what that word means, Cal.
Confirmed.
You are lying to people when you say confirmed. It's not confirmed.
Look, I have gone full YouTuber, and I am like, I've got like 2 more pledge stations before I get to Spiky Bits level clickbait.
Oh God, God fucking damn it.
Probably not as I'm probably not going to go as far as to make stuff up.
Well, I
But
mean, you said it was confirmed when it's not confirmed. That is making stuff up, Cal.
I will stretch that, because the only thing that actually said confirmed other than me was my thumbnail, and
The only thing that said confirmed other than me. Come on, the word "only" is doing some fucking legwork there, Cal.
it's doing all the heavy lifting in that sentence. But see, this is the thing, and we laugh about it, because look. I'm not going to say it got heated, because I wouldn't really say it got heated, but with how anal retentive Jono is, and in text format in a conversation,
everything in text comes across so much harsher.
yeah, but it like Jono, like in real life, Jono's fairly passive aggressive to start with.
I am most certainly never passive aggressive in my life.
And just a little bit sarcastic. But so this is kind of what gravitates us towards each other. But
practically married already. Just don't tell our wives.
Mine won't mind. But in text, it does come across a little extra. So I would also fully understand. I am a lot to do. I am a big personality. There's no real denying in that. And I'm not going to try to. So that's confirmed as well. So. But yeah, no, that's the issue. It wasn't as heated as we've made it out to be, but it did get a bit. We got to a point where it's like, you've been a dick. I'm not being a dick.
Look, I was not trying to be a dick, but after reading back those messages, I was like, yeah, I can see how that kind of
maybe a
comes
little
across
bit
that
way. But the important thing to remember is that we're still here. We're still friends after this, so I wouldn't call it a blow up or anything like that.
I mean, and until you get the Hessian bag treatment. But look, World Eaters are looking aggressively meh.
Yes.
I understand there's another leak, isn't there? With
there
more
is.
than just points. I haven't looked at it, so please do tell.
I've got it right here. So World Eater traits. So now we're talking kind of army-wide. You get +1 attack on charge, being charged, and heroic intervention, and +1 strength on the same. So if you're charging or get charged or heroically intervention into, or that's your move, you get +1 attack, +1 strength.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's no fight twice.
Being pawn units, I expect a lot of them will be strength 5.
Yes, well, that is another part of it where, let me find it.
Wait, I'm correct on that?
Actually, it's a little higher.
Really?
Yeah, so Khan, obviously, he's basically the same as strength 6.
Well, Khan's always going to be stronger.
Yeah. The 8-bound are actually also strength 6.
Well, they're basically just World Eaters wolfen.
Pretty much. They're all, as far as we can see, they're basically identical to Possessed. Just +1 strength, and they actually move 9 inches.
Well, Possessed move 9.
Yeah. Sorry, they get a pre-game move.
Oh, yeah, a pre-game move. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that so sarcastically. Pre-game moves are actually pretty good.
See what I'm talking about? Now imagine that in text form.
Oh, yeah, I'm brutal in text. You should see some of the arguments I have people on the internet about just random shit.
And the funny part is they're not even arguments.
most of
It's
the
just
time
how it's turned into.
it turns into arguments very quickly, and it's a lot of fun. My hobbies include race car, Warhammer, 3D printing, and arguing with random people on the internet about non-consequential things.
I think you already said Warhammer and 3D printing.
Oh yeah, that too.
It's kind of synonymous when they are both your hobbies.
This is true.
But you know the 8 bound, so the Exalteds are actually pretty cool. They have an auto ability apparently that prevents fallback. There's
I love it.
just no option to fallback. And a sergeant can take 2 chain fists with a
Oh,
flat 3 damage.
look, he is going to go and fist some things so hard.
Yeah, they have a 3+, 5+ involved.
It's not bad.
Yeah. The Jackals are basic cultists. There is 3.
We knew that.
Yeah.
Are they at least strength 4 cultists?
Yes.
Okay, so like everything in Khorne, it's +1
Well,
strength to the
actually,
unit it's ripping off.
to be fair, there's 3 profiles for a Jackal. The first 2, which is the Jackal and the leaders, they are only strength 3. But
That's
the Dishonored is a strength 4.
Oh, okay.
Instead of that, their weapons are like strength 2, AP 2, 2 damage, -1 to hit upgrades, all those kind of things.
It's not bad.
There is a couple that has double attacks. And once per battle, you can kill D3 of your own unit to gain +1 strength. Interesting. There's actually a fair
That's very
few.
Khorne.
Yeah, there's a fair few things in here that are kind of taking out your own guys.
It's very Khorne.
Khan being a big one.
Yeah, but Khan's always done that.
It's just so stupid. Look, I get that they want to try and get it fluffy, but like, okay, so check out Khorne's ability. It's basically the same from White Dwarf. At the end of the movement phase, if any friendly units are within 3 inches, pick one and you roll a d6. On a 2+, it causes 2 mortal wounds.
That's fine, I guess.
But here's the thing, Khan never specifically went out to kill his own guys. It's just he didn't care if they got hit when he was swinging. I would have been happier if it was like, within 3 in the fight phase, any ones was a resulted hit on friendly units, but not to go out and specifically knock off his own guys.
Oh, look, I agree. I think it would probably be better if they just, made him like stupid choppy and just went, yeah, he's stupid choppy, but on a 1 to hit, he murders whoever's close to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And rather than making it like mortal wounds, just like if there's a infantry model nearby, it just kills one outright.
It just bring back instant death.
Yeah. Well, sort of like the way the plasma works.
Yeah.
But instead of killing him, it kills the guy next to him.
Which that's fine. There's also something in here called the Blood Tithe.
Sounds very Khorne.
It does. Hasn't been too much about what it actually is. But we do have bits and pieces where you are gaining Blood Tithe points. So this may be a new mechanic, similar to Warp Storm.
Ooh, I do like Warp Storm.
So one of the Warlord traits, for example, is when your Warlord kills a unit, you get a bonus Blood Tithe point, and the Warlord takes half damage in melee.
Terrible.
There's also a fight first, but that's mentioned a couple of times through here about gaining Blood Tithe points. So it doesn't actually have what the Blood Tithe is specifically or how it works. I would go out and say that it's probably going to be very, very similar to Warp Storm.
Quite possibly.
It's just a different way of probably gaining the points instead of rolling 8d6.
Look, I would have preferred with Warp Storm if they'd made it so that instead of rolling just 8d6, you get points for having different units in your army, and you get a number of dice based off of that. Sort of like how Thousand Suns Cabal points work.
Cabals, yeah.
That would make it a lot more interesting because it means that Warp Storm is very powerful at low point games.
Yep.
And then becomes very non-consequential pretty quickly.
Well, see, it's just one of those things. Like, there's some really, really cool warp storm abilities.
This is
It's
true.
just
I mean,
they're so swingy. It's so hard to get the points.
the one that lets you just bring guys in every single squad back
Yeah,
and heal every single squad if there's any guys that are wounded. It's like that is very powerful.
yeah,
Only catch is you have to roll above average on 8d6.
yeah. It's one of those things. You can't, and that's kind of what. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like guaranteed things that can happen in the game. But it's got to have been a better way for the mechanic to have worked to kind of get these points to use.
Hmm.
Because they are not only they're not guaranteed, but they're almost
For the ones
they're
that are really good,
basically
you have to
useless.
roll above average.
Yeah, which is kind of stupid. I think it would have been nicer if maybe the power wasn't so crazy and it wasn't like army wide. Everybody gets to bring things back.
Look, I'm totally okay. I don't think that's too overpowered because
It
if
would
you
be
bring
if we
back
could do it
one
quickly.
model and it's only models that have one wound that you can bring back, and
Yeah,
then it's you heal wounded models. So provided that your opponent, it's really easy to work your way around. It's just focus fire units.
yeah.
Which if you're you know playing at the top tier of something, if you're
That's kind of what you're doing. Yeah.
if you're interacting with another unit at all, you're going to be wiping them out,
Yes and no. Um,
or at least
we
coming
do see a
close
lot of
to
min
it.
squad stuff. Yeah. But focus firing, especially in like your top tier gaming, like your meta playing and your ranked stuff. Yeah, look, after Necrons kind of had that little bit of a resurgence, and how well they do it, kind of with their reanimation protocols.
Reanimation is so much fun, and you hate it so much.
Look, I like the mechanic. It just seems it's a bit much. I think after the unit has attacked, you get it each time. Maybe at the end of the phase, I think we balance it out. But reanimation protocols aren't actually the issue for Necrons at the moment. It's the
Necron data sheets are all very meh, and they've made up
yeah,
for it by giving them really good secondaries.
really the best secondaries in the game.
They are really good secondaries.
Yeah. And the whole thing is it's just because there's scores at the end of the Necron player's turn. There's almost nothing you can do to kind of prevent that.
Yep. But to be fair, on the same note, you're talking about an army where it's almost guaranteed to have virtually nothing left on the table at the end of turn 3.
That is also fair, yes.
Unless you're playing against Toaster Boys.
To be fair, we could try a better list of the Toaster Boys.
I think we're going to have
to. Look, I still haven't done any looking around. Yeah, so back to World Eaters.
Yeah, World Eaters. That's what we were talking about, wasn't it?
So with the blood tithe mechanic, there is a few other things that it has mentioned. So there's 2 rumors on here. One would be is you get a point for each unit destroyed, plus 1 point for vehicle and monster. The first time for each turn, plus 1 for Titanic. And you can get up to 3 points if there's something like Angron's destroyed. So I think that might be like something giant of X amount of wounds. And the second one is works similar to the favors of the Dark Gods. You keep a tally of wounds dealt by models destroyed. And that's it. That's all it really says. Now, the effects that apparently it can give is 6 is a hit in melee auto wounds.
Yeah, that seems fair.
You can get a +1 to hit, +1 AP for melee weapons, +1 attack, +1 to advance and charge rolls, 5+ feel no pain for mortals.
Ooh, very nice.
6+ feel no pain for everything.
You.
And here's the cool thing. So when Angron dies, if you destroy Angron, first time he is removed from the battlefield, he goes into deep strike and he comes back the next turn with 8 wounds.
Bollocks.
So it's the weird thing is there's no fight twice, but there's apparently a die twice.
Look, that seems fair for Angron. I mean, he's so angry he doesn't die.
And actually, as Angron is also only 18 wounds.
Well, I mean, Mortarion is 18.
Yeah, but we're also talking like bloodthirsters now, where they're like 22 wounds.
I suppose.
Yeah. But no, he's got a 2+4+. And he only
Bloodthirsters
has.
are also more expensive than he is.
I think he's rumored to be like 360 points or something like that.
Look, definitely on the not confirmed points sheet, it was
360.
360,
Yeah.
which is not confirmed.
But it's not confirmed.
Look, you're not wrong. It's not confirmed. It's just not confirmed, which means you're wrong.
Here's the thing: if you can't confirm I'm wrong, I'm not wrong.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Yep, Schrodinger confirmed. So Angron also gets. So he has one warlord trait.
Oh, shame. Only one.
Only one.
Basically a peasant.
Except that warlord trait is to remove the enemy's obsec if anything's in 6 inches of him.
Oh, as soon as this comes out, you have to fight Zach's Custodes with that.
He doesn't have obsec to start with.
He has obsec on like what, 1 unit?
Yep.
Not anymore.
Not now. He also gets warp locusts. Apparently, so here's the quote from this. Currently does not ignore wound caps or invulns, but has so many attacks that he can destroy anything in close combat pretty easily.
Yeah,
which we would expect that from someone like Angron.
I'm gonna fight him with the Nightbringer for lols. Like, oh,
see,
what's that? You dealt 28 wounds. Shame.
Oh, what's that? You mean I have to go into Deep Strike and bring him back again?
That's fine.
It will be interesting to see, because it's mentioned as Deep Strike, but is that the rule? I would imagine.
How would that interact with the match play rule of anything that's not on the table by the end of turn 3 is destroyed?
Well, if the ability is written down that specifically he does come back the next turn, that would overrun the core rule. The mission rule, sorry.
I mean, what if it just says he goes into reserves, though? What if they're like super lazy and just like copy and paste it from somewhere else?
Well, then yes, he would be dying.
Whoopsie.
So if you can make sure you can knock Angron down turn 3 with something like that, that would be very good.
Look, I'm going to pull a Cal and say that is confirmed. That's how it's going to work.
Yep, confirmed. You heard it here.
Confirmed. Cal said it, not me as well. I mean, if we're just lying to people.
Hang on, we're not quite spiky bits yet.
Not spiky bits yet. We're coming
yet
for
being
you.
The keyword. But yeah, no, there's a couple of things like relics. Every model that you destroy of your enemy counts as 2 for morale. That could be fairly strong because we know these things are going to be choppy.
That's fine. I'm just going to fight that with the cursed cultists. And it's like, oh well, that model counted as 0. Lol.
That's 2 times 0. Oh, actually, no. It says
counts as 2.
Ooh.
How would that interact then?
I was just thinking the same thing. I think then we would player priority may come into that, but it'd be data sheet's ability versus data sheet ability. Like, so we're already kind of overrunning on top of core rules and mission pack rules. That would be interesting. I think we'll have to see what the wording actually is for that one.
That'll be interesting.
They have a relic axe, which gives +2 strength, AP3, flat 2 damage, 6s to hit, grants 2 additional hits, which is it's nice, but we've seen that before.
Yeah.
And then there's another relic. You basically select a core unit within 6 inches, and it gives them 6 hits auto wounds.
Ooh, not more auto wounds. We don't need more auto wounds.
Seems to be a very favored mechanic at the moment.
I don't like that mechanic in general.
Yeah, it was cool when it came out. I think a big thing is its variety. Like the whole thing that, Games Workshop are trying to do with their data sets and FAQs is balance everything out so there is a variety of armies and lists and play styles. but it's not going to fucking matter soon when they all have basically the same book with just a different named unit.
Look, it's just gonna be like chess and just different name, different color.
Look, by the end of it, we may as well just turn up and roll off just to see who wins.
Yeah, whoever goes first wins. Problem solved.
Yep.
That was quick.
Done.
Save
Cool.
everyone a lot of time.
GG.
Fun. Well, look, World Eaters sounds disgusting. Not confirmed yet. It also sounds very meh in some other ways.
It's I
It's a
think
mixed
we're
bag.
really going to have to see what. I think the blood tithe mechanic is going to be probably a big one to see if it kind of stands up by itself or if it flops. The Lord Invictus, which is everybody's been finding a little bit funny. So this is the guy, the character that's going on the Juggernaut. He gets the fly keyword.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why not?
Like I know they just want him to ignore difficult ground and stuff like that because the Jug's
Just
gonna
give him a rule that says
rampage.
ignores difficult ground.
Yeah.
Simple.
Like you could literally call it rampage.
Yes.
It's not difficult.
No, it's not.
Although
Look,
this comes back to the same
I
thing.
really
Is
hope
you don't have an issue with the rule, you have an issue with the word.
I really hope that this leak is wrong, because if that were that, it's going to drive me mental.
Well, here's the thing. So this was based on supposedly an early playtest codex. And from other bits and pieces where I was heard or seen of early playtest codexes, this is very much how they were presented. Just a very plain text format. There was no fancy PDFs and colored pages and borders and frames.
And this was the bit where
I was
feelings
supposed to
started
say.
getting hurt.
Yes.
So on that note, to avoid feelings being hurt again, let's talk Crusade.
Hang on, I have one more thing because I
Okay,
just saw it.
say your other thing if you must.
Okay. So what do you? So after seeing the leaked point sheet and knowing roughly what's on there, what do you think the Khorne's army of renown would be?
Oh, I know 8-bound.
Nope.
Oh god,
The restriction is hilarious.
he has that look on his face. I'm gonna hate this. I can tell.
Okay. So obviously you can only take Khorne demons with them.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be an army of renown that soups demons, isn't it?
Well, from this little paragraph, it does look like that. But also, the only other named restriction is you cannot take a land raider.
Sorry, what?
That is the restriction for Army of Renown. You can only take Khorne demons to soup with, and you cannot take a land raider.
That's such a weird restriction. That's
Yep.
oddly specific.
No land raider, which is hilarious because there's very few people taking land raiders in Chaos.
It's almost as though they're going to make the data sheet for the land raider in the World Eaters Codex good. They're going to do something to it.
It's like a 2-up weapon skill.
Oh, look, it'll probably be... Actually, how many points is it? The same points as the Chaos Marines book, according to that leak, isn't it?
Yep.
It's probably going to have like 20 wounds or something.
It's
Or,
like
no. It's going to have a 2+ weapon skill in close combat in 12 attacks.
Or it's a land raider on Juggernaut.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Why not?
4 Juggernauts strapped together.
So dumb.
It's that was the funniest thing I thought about this whole incident of the leaks is
So dumb.
Yep. Your restriction for your army of renown is no land raiders. So that'll be very interesting to see, one, if that's a thing, and two, what buffs do you get from your army of renown?
Yeah,
because
what buffs do you get for
no
not getting to take a land raider? Ooh.
Yeah. Well, that could be a huge thing, especially competitively.
See, that seems to indicate that land raiders in this book will be good somehow.
That does scare me a little bit. Why is a land raider specifically named?
It's confirmation that this leak is bullshit.
This one, I can neither confirm nor deny.
So you're not willing to confirm now, right? I see how it is.
This one, probably not. Um, so I actually got this from Dean. So Blog for the Blood Gods, Dean Cine. He did a video about it yesterday, and I sent him a message and just say, "Hey, brother, can I have the leaks?" And he sent them over, and I was like, "This is hilarious. This is the best thing I've read all day."
That's so dumb. Look,
Yeah.
on the bright side, Land Raiders good, confirmed. Cal said
It makes me wonder.
it. Anyway, let's go and check in on the beginning of the Montsrah IX campaign.
Okie dokie.
So where's the button? That button's not there. The button's here. I'm going to
No more.
do it. I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to do an internet. There should be a thing there now.
There is a thing there now.
So, this crusade that we're doing, I've
Not me.
the only that Cal's not doing because he's a cuck and lives in Goulburn.
So when we say we, it's not me.
It's not him. And Zach is too much of a little sook to jump on tonight.
He can also be a cup this evening.
Yes. Reese is playing D&D this evening, and Chris is adulting and dealing with child not going to bed.
And nobody has taken Land Raiders, so they're all Army of Renown.
Yes. So I have bought Cthulhu Excavation Fleet is my army. Playing Necrons. Thanks, Nick, for the inspiration to pick up the Necrons again. So to start with, supply limit of 50. And I thought what would be super narrative is that my main overlord, Cthulhu, is not actually awake yet at the beginning of the campaign. Still slumbering in his tomb. So the main thing that I've bought is Anarchy the Traveler, because he's going to come and wake the tomb up. And then Cryptek, Numenor the Never Resting, Unwilling Sentry of Cthulhu's Crypt. Nothing ominous about that at all. And then some other things. We've got, look, we'll scroll down to the actual Crusade cards. So yeah, we got some Crypto Thralls because murder buckets are always fun. I'm looking forward to murdering some stuff with that. Cthulhu's Bodyguard, so they were woken up straight away by Numenor soon as the Beaky Boys landed on the planet. So there's a unit of Lich Guard with Hyperphase Swords and Dispersion Shields, because who does not love 2+, 4+ saves?
Correct.
Then we've got Numenor's Vanguard, which is a unit of Necron warriors with Gauss Reapers, because there's going to be Death Guard in play, so Strength 5 will be very nice.
It will be handy, yes.
Plus the extra AP from them, plus being Mephrid. If I can get inside that 7.5-inch range, AP -3, which then gets reduced back to AP -2.
Yep.
But that's fine. That still pushes them back to a 5-up save.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And Strength 5, so wounding on 4s. They're good. I like that unit. Then we've got the Silent Caretakers, which are a unit of Canoptek Wraiths. And I believe I have a full unit of 6 of those. So they've got the just Vicious Coils and Transdimensional Beamers, because sure, they're only Strength 4, but they're flat 3 damage apiece, so any that do go through on the Plague Marines should wipe some out, even with the -1 damage.
Fingers crossed, yes.
And then my favorite unit in this army by far has to be Numenor's Folly. Canoptek Tomb Sentinel. So, yeah, there's no Thousand Suns going yet, although Zach, given that he is playing Chaos, could take some in later. So a Gloom Prism there for a deny could be handy. And Exile Cannon. So that's like D6 shots.
Yep.
Strength 10, AP -5 off the top of my head. And then I think it's D6 damage.
Yes. Because it's Necrons and everything has to be swingy.
Yes. So look, couple of lucky rolls with that, or even some average rolls. It's not going to happen. And that should do some work. But mainly, I just think it's funny, and I haven't used mine in a while.
Enjoy your damage one.
And then, of course, there's the Devil's Mind, which is a unit of, I believe it's power rating 6, so that is 10 Scarab bases.
Ooh. exploding on CP.
Oh, they will be much exploded, which is fantastic.
Just
Now,
use them like an orbital bombardment and just send them out to every single
I will.
fucking objective and just threaten. Yeah, come on, I'm going to blow it up. It's up to you.
Oh, look, they're called the Devil's Mine for a reason. Because I
Mine.
think, no, not mine, mind. Gosh,
Mine.
Cal, are you even listening? No, it's because I think of blowing you up and then you blow up.
I'm going to go find a toaster.
We're doing this again. So Zach bought his Heralds of Decay. So I mean, he might not bring any Thousand Suns later. I think he's mainly doing Death Guard with this. So there is Guileless Cull, Lord of Weeping Swords, which is a Lord of Contagion. He's got a Plague, Reaper, and a Shambalot.
Mm-hmm.
Shamble Rot,
You
not
know,
Shambalot.
you know what the best part about Zach's list is?
The fact there's not Thousand Suns.
No, so Zach taking his Death Guard that he's been a little bit over lately, because I am painting up all of his bananas.
Yes.
I am at to the point where I'm almost finished the bananas, but he will most probably start this crusade before he gets the bananas.
Yes, which means he's locked into.
Which means he's locked in the Death Guard.
Yes.
With his brand new shiny boys sitting on the shelf.
Which is very funny to me.
That's the best part.
So he's also bought Morbius the Whispering Death, which is a malignant plaguecaster. And he's thrown on it Miasma of Pestilence, Putrescent Vitality, and of course Smite. So that could be an interesting unit.
It generally does. His playgard, he does work.
He does work.
Yeah.
I may have to bring in a unit of Death Marks later to put him in his place, though. Not yet, but later.
The way Zach plays, that guy becomes very key very quickly with his Death Guard.
Unfortunately, as history has shown us, he dies very quickly to Death Marks.
Because it's like you have to, otherwise he's buffing everything.
Yes. Although, 10 shots, hitting on 2s, and then any 6s to wound. You're already strength 5, so you're winning on 4s, but any 6s are 2 mortal wounds if you throw a strat on it. It punches through his 4 or 5 wounds pretty quickly.
Which is nice.
But he's also got the Vayman Clot, which is a plague surgeon, who may also have to have a little conversation with some Death Marks at some point. That'll be fun. We have Rennick Thon, the Scribe Septic, which is a Tallyman. Every game I play against him is going to be dying turn 1. I guarantee it, because I hate that guy so much.
It happens in my games.
It's entirely irrational now. At this point, I feel the need to kill the Tallyman.
See, he always dies in my game against Zach because I get the models confused between the Tallyman and the Playcaster, and I go after the wrong one.
Oh, glorious. Let's see, what else has he got? Delkin Exus? I have no idea how. Zach, come up with names that are easier to pronounce. Gosh. The Dolorous Knell, which is a Noxious Blightbringer, Plasma Pistol, Cursed Plague Bell, Blight Grenades, Crack Grenades. That could be interesting.
Can we change Zach's character names while we've got the sheet open?
We could, but that would be a dick move.
No, one of them's got to be Bob the Gooey.
Oh, look, just wait till you see the names that came up for Chris's guard, because Chris had tech issues and couldn't enter them himself, so he left it to
Chris
me.
had Chris issues because there was a computer involved.
This is true. The future is now, old man. So look, we got the Fertile Ground, which is some cultists with auto. Why, Zach? Why are you bringing cultists? What drugs is this kid on? Anyway,
knowing him, it was probably a points thing.
Sours of Pestilence, Plague Marines, cool. Power Fist, Plasma Gun. Only one Plasma Gun, interesting.
How many Plague Marines?
Power rating 6, so I believe that's a unit of 5 off the top of my head.
That has got to hurt Zachary a lot because they are never, ever in units of less or more than 7.
I know he really likes running him in units of 7, but because Crusade
Power
uses
level.
power and not points, it's either 5 or 10. I mean, you can go in between, but you're going to be hurting yourself doing
You're
it.
still paying for him.
Then another unit of Plague Marines, the Whispers, the Harvesters of Woe, which same loadout, pretty standard. Here we go, Poxwalkers. Why does he have Cultists? I don't understand. The Risen, very good name for Poxwalkers, and they're just Poxwalkers. Grandfather's Gardeners, Blightlord Terminators. Oh, fun. I believe, what's that? I think that's 4 of them. I think 10 power is 4, or it might be 5.
For what unit?
Actually, no, they're Blightlords. They are units of 5.
Yes.
I'm thinking of the Death Shroud that come in units of 3.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Blightlords min unit of 5, so 10 power would be 5 of them. Yeah, that could be interesting to kill. And that's all of Zach's stuff. So look, that Death Guard loadout, he has some options there to do things. Should be good. Now, Chris, this is something that surprised everyone because when we put this together at first, since Zach grabbed Chaos straight away, Chris couldn't. So we were actually expecting him to take Space Marines because his Eldar are buried in a box somewhere waiting for him to finish moving.
And because he said, I'm going to have to take Space Marines.
Yes. So he went out and did the only reasonable thing anyone could do, and he bought a whole new army.
He gave Jonathan dividends. That's what he did.
Did go and give me dividends. I'm very pleased about this. So he's taking an Imperium force. It looks like it's mostly Guard. So since he didn't give me a name for the force, I just called it the Montsrah IX Defense Force. Makes sense. He's got Commander Warwick. Definitely not a player on words for Commissar Yarrick.
And he's dead.
And he's dead of old age.
Or Angron.
And then Tank Commander Wask. So that's funny too.
I do like the Tank Commanders.
They are very fun. He's got 2 plasma cannons on them, so I'm hoping that our standard rule of the default is it's overcharged. He blows himself up at least once. Look, I get it. He only takes 1 mortal wound if it overheats. I'm going to get him down to 1 wound and then goad him into doing it.
Here's a question. So, with Chris taking Guard,
yes,
I am assuming that he's based all of this off 8th edition Guard.
I don't know. Because the new codex doesn't come out until this weekend and in that box set.
Exactly. So that would be the question. Will he be locked into using the 8th edition codex for this? Or is he going to have to kind of shuffle around forces and points values or power level value to play a new book?
He'll definitely be using the old one until the new one gets into his hands, but we don't know yet. We haven't decided.
And this is why Chris said stupid.
I'd probably allow it, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, as a friendly stuff, definitely.
I have a mate who has got his hands on the new codex, and it looks pretty nice.
It does.
So yeah, Tank Commander Wask should be interesting. Then he's got Infantry Squad Demora of the private label company. Feel free to understand that joke. So las guns, there's a plasma gun, voxcaster, plasma pistol, chainsword. Pretty standard infantry squad. The infantry squad, Romano.
Yep.
Are any of these names sounding familiar yet, Cal?
Not really, no.
Shame. Another infantry squad. Then he's got infantry squad Corral, or is it Corrali? I think it might be pronounced Corrali. Another infantry squad loaded out pretty much the same way, but grenade launcher. The Hillcrest Command Squad. Come on, surely you've got to recognize some of these names by now. You never shop at Aldi, do you?
I do, but I just look at the box art. It's the same way I pick my armies.
Okay, that's fair. So he's got a command squad, las guns, medipack, regimental standard, voxcaster, pretty standard stuff. Stork, Hellhound. He's got a hellhound because I provided
Excellent.
him with a hellhound. It's red. It's disgusting. He's going to have to strip like 6 layers of paint off it.
It's no longer a job for Simple Green. It's a job for an orbital sander.
No, it's a job for some a particular fluid that has already been through the digestive tract of a human. Check out our
With
great paint strip off of 2018 for that one. That was disgusting. What was I thinking?
Look at you going back with some some nostalgia plugs.
Oh, look, nostalgia is fantastic. But yeah, he's got the heavy weapons squad Highdale.
Hi, Dale.
Yeah, Highdale. Heavy bolter squad and 2 mortars, so that should be fun to be murdered by. And then there is Fizzy. Come on, surely you recognize this one.
It just so there's actually a TikTok or a short at the moment where it is. This is the only reason I know this. When they're talking about, instead of going to Coles, Lachlan has gone to Aldi's. So he didn't get M&Ms, he's got Munchers.
Yes.
He didn't get Burger Rings, he's got Burger Hoops.
Yes.
Yeah. He didn't get Sunkiss, he's got Sunlit.
And he didn't get Red Rock Deli, he's got Black Rock Deli.
Couldn't get Tiny Teddies, so we got Teddy Tots.
So yeah, there's Fizzy, which is a Lehman Russ battle tank with an executioner plasma cannon.
Ooh, very nice.
So he's gonna fizzy out. And then he's also got Expressi. Wait. Expressi.
Expressi.
Which is a Calidus assassin.
Ooh, I was wondering what assassin he was going to go with after the other day in the chat.
He went with the Calidus. Look, you can't go wrong with a Calidus.
Yeah, she is very all-purpose as far as
very all-purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a reason that I called his custom what's it called regiment private label. It's not a store brand, it's a private label.
It's a private label.
And on to Reese's Nids, Hive Fleet
Yes.
Prometheus. And I'm very disappointed in Reese because he only went through and named one of them.
No, to be fair, I have been on Reese's side for this one, which I don't say a lot.
Savage.
So Reese has gone the absolute most thematic of the lot of you in really not naming any of the Tyranids because they don't have names for each other.
Old One Eye.
But that's not their name for him.
It doesn't matter.
And after Old One Eye was
imperial document.
See, after what Old One Eye was shot and he became Old One Eye, he's been cut off from the Hive Fleet behemoth for what 10,000 years or something crazy. Even other Tyranids that have been cut off from the same Hive Fleet have been attracted to him and follow him as their prime now because they've all been cut off from the Hive Fleet.
Look,
so
I don't know. I'm not a bug.
So even if he called himself Old One Eye, the other Tyranids are not calling him Old One Eye.
They are now. Deal with it.
So Reese is confirmed.
Reese is confirmed.
Confirmed, correct.
No, just confirmed. Don't know if it's correct or not. Just confirmed.
Confirmed.
So look, we got a Neuralthrope, Hive Fleet Kraken, Smite, Onslaught, Catalyst, Synaptic Lure, Direct Guidance. That's aggressively average Reese. That's definitely sunk Reese. There is known to the Imperial scum as Tyranid Prime Specimen 003492.
I like that a lot.
That's going to be so easy to remember. Which is a Nid Prime with Lash Whip, Bone Sword, Venom Cannon, Adrenal Cannons, Toxic Stacks, and Flesh Hooks. And the Relic one step ahead. Disgusting. I hate it so much, Reese. Why are you doing this? And then there is a Brood Lord, Smite, Synaptic Lure, Paroxysm, Massive Rending Claws. Why has he put the Rending? That does not go there.
That's very Reese.
I need to go X on that. That should be here. Did he? No, he didn't do that. Okay, we're fine. And then we've got a parasite of Mortex, which has no equipment apparently. It's unarmed.
Excellent.
Excellent. Um, we've got some gargoyles, 4 power rating, so I'm assuming that's just a unit of 10 of them, with flesh borers. It's fine. Termagants, probably a unit of 10 again since it's power rating 4. Adrenal gland, Toxax, flesh borer. Yeah, that's fine. Homogaunts. I'm glad that he's going gaunts
Yeah.
because I was kind of expecting him to just spam the warriors out, but look, seeing gaunts, this excites me.
I think he was talking about Gaunts or Gene Stealers.
I think he does have some Gene Stealers in here.
Because we had to, like, you got to remember his race. Like, he will take, so he, even in match play games that we play against Reese, he still tries to create the list as fluffy as possible. So something like this, he could actually go all out and play as the Tyranids that he has in his mind that he's read from lore over the last however many years.
Yes, then he's very torn because to play Nids fluffily is not the meta.
It's not great.
And then when he tries to play the meta, he's playing a meta that we don't play.
Yes. Which is unfortunate.
So look, there's some Homogaunts, Adrenal Glands, Toxic Stacks, and Scything Talon. So that should be fun for this crusade. I wonder how long before they consume the planet of Montsrah IX. Then we got some warrior. Oh, here we go. Warriors, of course. Power rating 4, so I believe that's a min-sized unit off the top of my head.
Yep.
Adrenal Sacs, Toxic Stacks, Flesh Hooks, Death Spitter, Venom Cannon, Dual Bone Swords. Yeah, Dual Bone Swords.
This?
Here we go, Gene Stealers. It's pretty standard loadout for Gene Steals. Power rating 9, so I think that is actually a bigger unit of them. And then Spore Mines, because that's hilarious. I reckon he should probably. Does he have the power to fit in more Spore Mines? Look, he could fit in another couple of units of Spore Mines. We need to encourage him to do this.
See, look, no, because he probably won't. And I know he has the amount of Spore Mines on him to be able to do so.
Yeah.
But so Reese and I actually got into a convent argument quite some time ago because I was taking a ridiculous list that was basically just 3 Maleceptors and Spore Mines.
Of course you were.
Because it was hilarious.
It is hilarious.
But and Reese really didn't see the use of Spore Mines more than like 1, maybe 2 units. Even though my whole thing was, it's going to push everything back. It's going to make you waste a turn. That's all they have to do. I don't care if they die afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same logic that I use Scarabs for.
Yeah. It's like, because look, we only get 5 turns in this game. If you can make somebody, have to
spend
clear
an extra
something.
Turn. Yeah, spend a turn.
Yeah.
That's 20% of the game.
And that's a massive deal.
Yes, it's just like you don't have to actually kill a unit to take it out of the game. If you can tie it up for 3 turns, by the time it gets free, it won't be able to. There'll be nothing left for it to do anyway.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like if you can, even if you like your first turn, if you can make them, dedicate the shooting to 1 unit, so they're not walking through it, like specifically for spores. It means they're not moving as far or where they want to their first turn. They're focusing all their fire on this 1 unit, even if they do clap it out pretty quickly, which fine, who cares? They're probably not going to be in range of anything else after that. So, the shooting, their movement, their psychic phase, combat phase, everything's gone.
Oh, yeah.
It gives you a free first turn, whether you've gone first or not.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that's all they had to do. So yes, I wasted like 500 points on spores because I knew, I know it was a lot of spores.
That's a lot of spores.
Because I could put that in waves.
Yeah,
like I can make you 100%. You're going to waste the first turn, and then maybe 30-40% you may have to waste your second turn as well.
I mean, that's what I do with my cultists in my Iron Warriors. When I set them up, I put them in front of my tank. So if you come at me with like 1,000 Suns and start throwing psychic powers, it's like, Oh no, you killed some cultists. How will I ever manage?
Not my meat shields.
Shame. Demolish your cannon goes boom.
I hope you don't kill the unit that I bring specifically to be killed.
Wouldn't that be terrible?
Yeah. So no, I don't think Reese will be bringing any more spore mines, even if
This
he can
is a
fit them.
shame. Look, I'm gonna try and convince him to bring more spore mines.
It might be
But
better coming from you than me now.
look, I'm just going to like instead of clearing them out, I'm just gonna blow myself up with them just to make so that he thinks that they're good, and then he'll bring more.
Well, see, he won't trust me because I
I'll
am
intentionally play badly around
now.
them.
But he's not going to trust me because I am now in our circle at least known as the guy that makes stupid lists.
You are the guy that makes stupid. I asked you for an AdMech list, and you thought that bringing what was it, 150 Skitari would be funny.
180.
100. Look, which admittedly it was kind of funny.
Good, we're still talking about like 3 weeks later. But you know what actually makes it better? So we know what I'm like when I write joke lists or meme lists or what I call my real lists.
Yeah, also known as Cal's competitive list.
Yeah, me. But other people don't yet. So anybody that's been following my channel, Heresy for Heretics, knows that I've
Hashtag
gone...
shameless plug.
Just follow the arrows. Knows that I have become quite good buddies with the guys over at Risky Rollers, and they do live streams 2 times a week. So I was actually talking to Lockie last night while they were doing their Tempest Tuesday. I am going to be sneakily writing both of the lists for the next stream, and they are going to be presenting them then to the players live on air, and they will have to collect the models for them.
God damn it.
Me.
Why?
They are me.
They're not going to ask you again.
Never again. They're not going to talk to me again after
this is a perfect example of how you burn bridges.
But look, here's the thing. Like, I could go completely fucky. And
please do. I would find this funny.
So they're playing Tempest. So we're still following match play rules. So I don't know if one's taking Tau, they're gonna get a Vindicare Assassin. No more Battle Forge for you.
Oh god.
But no, like I will write them properly, but make them kind of fun. So their Patreon is actually going to decide what 2 armies are playing. They tell me, I write the lists, and then off they go and play.
Oh, that's going to be disgusting. Why would anyone do that to themselves? Right.
So
at
the very minimum, you have to watch the beginning of the stream.
Look, if there's an option for Land Raiders, you've got to put 3 Land Raiders in a list.
Just spam them everywhere. I'll start breaking the rule of 3.
No. You don't need to break the rule of 3.
But I can.
You can do 3 Land Raiders, 3 Land Raider Redeemers, 3 Land Raider Crusaders.
But then make it world bearers.
Yes. That's why would
because they don't know yet.
I almost feel bad for the guys.
Even though, like, you know, last time I was speaking to them about, you know, just different stupid ideas that they could do for Tempest Tuesday, different rules and bits and pieces. After I introduced the God Spear on one of their live shows, and they're like, "Oh, you know, he must have some great, hilarious ideas. Let's ask him to write our list." And we don't know until we play.
Yep. Seems fair. Look, anyway, we're running out of time, and by running out of time, I mean we're out of time. So we're going to quickly flip the squats coin.
Yes.
And this week we've got our underpowered unit is Khan. And what was the overpowered unit?
Iron Warrior Terminators.
Iron Warriors Terminators. So we're either going to fix the Iron Warriors Terminators, and by fix I mean fix. Or
Flesh is weak.
We're going to fix Khan, and by fix I also mean fix. Feel free to read into that what you like.
Don't forget to spade and neuter your pets.
Look, came up squats.
Of course it did.
Of course, that's like what, the 6th week in a row. Actually, no, we had the Tesseract Vault, so
we had one,
we
not
had
squats
one.
last week.
I'm
So
beginning
read
to
into
think
that what you will.
I'm beginning to think that coin is not evenly balanced.
For our next episodes of over under, the squats coin will be our over.
Look, I think next time I'm just going to pick beforehand and just like have an animation loaded up to flip the coin, to trick
Yeah.
everyone into thinking we're flipping a coin when we're not. I'm gonna lie to everyone about it because everything on the internet is fake.
Except for me, confirmed.
No, we're confirmed that Cal is fake. He's not real. He's a robot. I hope everyone realized this.
Mine.
So, Iron Warriors Terminators.
Yes.
You can give them all the buffs to make them virtually unkillable.
Yes.
I
There's a
mean,
lot of them.
once you stack all the buffs on them, you need like 6,000 points of stuff to take them out.
Yeah. I think there was I think it was Ospec Tactics or somebody actually did the data for him, and it was something ridiculous, like
It was stupid.
this was like 120 something las cannon shots.
Yep.
To kill a unit of 10. But I will say, bare unit, it's not bad. But after you invest the
It's about
points
all
to
the buffs you
CP,
can stack on top of it.
yes. And one of the big ones is the mark. Which mark of Chaos God do you give them?
You can give them Mark of Zinch, obviously.
I would, but competitively, Marcus Slanesh is doing very, very well.
Yeah, but as far as making them
pain.
unkillable is concerned. Oh, actually, no, feel no pain. That's true.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Fight first and the feel no pain. That's the big thing.
that is a good point.
Because if they're
Very
chopping
good point.
first, they're kind of reducing what's coming in, but also getting that 5+ feel no pain from Delightful Agonies. That's a pretty big thing too. That's another wall.
That
and it's
is
5.
another wall.
Mm.
So how would you fix it, Cal? Because honestly, you can't put their points up because it's not the
No.
data sheet itself that's broken. It's all the buffs you can stack. And yeah, I mean, other than making it so you somehow can't stack those buffs.
That becomes very dangerous though, because it's
that affects
it's the
other
Mark
things
of
then.
Thorn, which is they've got 3 other choices. There's Trophies of the Long Ball, which is again 3 other choices. If you start, it's a combination that does it. But there's so many other ways of combining things that doesn't have this outcome.
Yes.
But in a different list. So I reckon you fix specifically Iron Warriors, Terminators with all of these buffs by just making them Night Lords.
We're just going to squat Iron Warriors. That's your fix.
It takes away the rerolls.
I suppose. Although, I mean, you roll back the Legion trait to rules as written. Once Armor of Contempt gets rolled back eventually.
Maybe.
Space Marines 2.0 just get Armor of Contempt written into the book.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if it does get written into the book and everything else loses it, like if it no longer affects Astartes or Heretic Astartes and stuff like that, if it specifically is just in the Space Marines, the other thing that you have to start watching out for then is the squats. Because they get it with Void Armor.
True.
It's better than that. So they will probably start to climb up those ranks again.
Look, I hate this game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how to fix that combo at all.
I honestly don't think it can be.
I mean, look, it can be fixed, just not in a way that doesn't completely screw over everything else that uses any of those things. So there's so many different rules interacting in there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just, you played, so you have your group of 10, and then on top of that, you have your...
Actually, how many stratagems is it you have to use?
Once Trophies of the Long War. That's it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you have your brick of 10, and then on top of that,
I know that one of the buffs
was
throwing Duty Dower on it. for 2 CP.
So that's so that's a strat, which is again just another layer.
I
Because you
suppose.
can't just take the strat out unless you make it not, you can't be used on Terminator units.
Well, you could just make it that you can only use one strat per unit at any one time.
But should that include like trophies along the way? Because if you're bringing in that, then whoever's getting a Warlord trait or a relic, because they're CP use now.
Yeah, but they're not strats. Are they?
Artifacts of chaos are. Yeah, they are strats. They're in the mission
strats?
pack. Yeah.
Okay. Look, they should just get rid of that mission pack then. Problem solved.
Well, that's Nephilim, so yes, they probably should just get rid of that mission pack.
It's not a good mission pack.
It's done very well for competitive. It's just everything else is made it a little bland.
Boring.
Yes. Actually, I wouldn't care about keeping the CP restrictions and all those kind of things if they just change the actual missions themselves to not be the mirror of the previous book.
Look, I just want the missions to be a little bit less predictable.
Yeah, but in saying that, like they're still building and fixing towards the meta in competitive play, so there has to be that level of predictability, which is why a lot of people are jumping over to Tempest.
Tempest is so much better. It's just a funner game.
And that's to be fair, yes. A lot of casual games we're seeing Tempest now.
But yeah, so Iron Warriors Terminators though. We can't fix them. They're permanently broken. Look, after like what is it, 6 attempts at over under or whatever that we've done, we found one we can't fix. It's permanently broken. It's not fixable.
To be fair, there is a lot. There's a lot of layers. Like you got your 10 guys, you got your Legion, your Legion trait.
You got your prayers to the dark
CP,
gods. You've got psychic powers, stratagems.
Marks of God. You're spending CP. You're spending, you're casting psychic. You're
throw a lord in there
points.
just to get rerolls of ones. Why not?
It gets harder, and I don't know. It can't be fixed. But in saying that,
here's how you fix it.
Can't be fixed.
You change the mission pack so that it doesn't encourage this sort of bullshit. Because there's one thing that unit can't do very well. It is not flexible at all. Once it's in position, that's where it is.
In saying that, it doesn't have to be flexible when it's not going anywhere.
No, but if you write the mission pack so that it punishes you a lot for not going anywhere, then it makes it a much less attractive take.
Actually, I do have one that only comes into play a little bit. So, mentioning the Risky Rollers, their game last night, if you were an objective or 3 inches in an objective, so on the objective, no invulns.
Ooh.
Now, I know Armor of Contempt still knocks things down quite a bit, but
yeah, I mean, a 5-up invuln, do you really need that with a 2+ armor save with Armor of Contempt?
Yeah, but it depends on what you're taking. There is a lot of high AP stuff coming around at the moment.
I suppose.
Like, even just being able to knock it, push it to a 6 if you had to.
I suppose.
That's
strong enough. Look, to be perfectly honest, if you guys start bringing out high AP stuff, I'm taking Grey Knight Paladins and giving them a -1+ save.
That's right. I'll still bring those 10 group of warriors, except I'll be also then bringing a Master of Possession to bring them back.
I'll bring a Vindicare Assassin and kill the Master of Possession. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Or
I'll bring 2 Master of Possessions.
I'll bring an Execution Force.
I'll bring 3 Master of
I'll still have an Execution Force.
And while you're doing that, I'll just start throwing everything else.
Just Calexis Assassin. Problem solved.
The best part about it is it basically just becomes a distraction card effects.
It really does.
You don't have to interact with it. It's not fast.
It's not fast at all. And that's what I mean. The only way I can realistically see to fix that unit from being overpowered is to change what the objective of the game is, so that the thing that unit does really, really well, which is just stay alive, is no longer as important. Although to be fair, if you do that, it's all going to hurt Death Guard a lot because that's kind of their thing.
What if you just played some? Yeah, no, it would. So, what if you played something like an old 6th, 7th game, which was cut the head off the snake, so kill the warlord. That's how you win. That was the whole thing. Whoever kills the other warlord.
So I miss
Obviously
Slay the
now,
Warlord.
yeah. But see, now though, I don't think it'd be that much fun because of all the stuff that we have that ignores lookouts. So Bodyguard itself got a bit of a nerf. It'd be far too easy to be able to target the warlord instantly.
You just take an execution force.
Exactly. I would literally just drop 6 units of 10 rangers, Eldari rangers. They ignore lookouts, sir, and 6s are mortals.
Yeah.
And then they get 10 shots each, so 60 shots, and they can deploy outside of their deployment zone.
It's disgusting.
Game over.
Look, one thing before we wrap up, as we are quite a bit over time now.
Yeah, just about touch.
With the campaign books coming out over the next 12 months in the run-up to 10th edition, which will likely be happening towards the end of next year by the looks of it.
Yes.
Also, that's confirmed, obviously.
Yes.
I wonder what they're going to do for the Imperial agents, because it's pretty clear at this point. Imperial agents are not getting a codex for this edition.
Well, look, when
they're almost
nothing's been announced. Guard was supposed to be the last one, except now we have World Eaters, which is rumored to come out January 14th.
I'm very confident that we're not getting an Imperial Agents book, because I mean we got them updated in the Pariah book at the end of 8th edition, and then they got re-released in a White Dwarf with almost the exact same rules.
Yep.
I expect.
To be fair, we got Khan.
Oh, true. But
then they've just leaked these and it's exact same.
But I expect that we'll probably be getting to see some Imperial agents, and in the campaign books, and I very much hope that they actually change them up a bit.
Yeah, I actually hope, and I wouldn't mind seeing a basically like an Inquisition book.
Well, that's what the Imperial Agents was back in the day. It was Inquisition and Assassins.
Until they split it up and they had witch hunters and all that kind of stuff on top of it. But just bringing back, so like you have all your HQ, not HQ guys. The word escapes me at the moment, but basically it's having all those guys like Drogo and all the rest of them in a nice tidy little supplement that comes out, I don't know, sometime around Space Marines 2.0. That would be nice to see.
Although if they do put a Space Marines 2.0 out early next year, that'll be a bit of a kick in the teeth to Space Marines players when towards the end of the year they then get 10th edition Space Marines.
Well, in saying that, it wouldn't also surprise me to see Space Marines 2.0 come out and it actually be shaped for 10th. Because I'm going to go out and say that there is a massive, massive probability of the World Eaters book being shaped for 10th. True. Like it's way, way too deep, and it's a brand new, well, not brand new faction, but they've never had their own book before. True. They've never had a standalone, and to come out this late in an edition, I'm guessing it's going to be built for 10th. It could be very strong in 10th.
Look, the only thing that I really hope for from the World Eaters Codex is that it turns out that leaked points sheet is complete bullshit, so I can say I told you so. And for Angry Ron to make everyone around him angry, because I think that's a really cool rule, and I want to see that more often.
We'll see if Scarbrand gets it. Surely Angron should.
Surely Angron should.
The best part is Angron will actually get angry from Scarbrand if they run together.
Oh, that would be gross. Please have that in there. That'd be so much fun. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up there. So make sure that you like, subscribe, do the Twitch things if you're over on Twitch, you peasants. And like, subscribe. Check out Cal's channel, Heresy for Heretics. It is the YouTube channel that's more useless than your codex after a balanced data slate, which is
Yeah.
very true. It is completely useless. It's all just sensational rubbish. On the, it's his look. He's competing directly head to head with Spiky Bits.
But I'm having famous people come on
Yeah, so it's better than it's Spiky Bits 2.0.
because the famous people like me and they hate Rob Barra.
Yeah, but everyone hates Rob. Poor Rob. Almost feel bad for him.
Nope. Fuck you, Rob.
If only he was a balloon man, and then he could have signs on the side of the truck that says Rob the balloon man. Don't actually rob me, it's just the name. Anyway, jokes aside, we'll see
We're
you
at it.
next time.